The last section is on templates and resources. So as David mentioned, every time a new working group is formed, we create a folder on the C Google Drive, and we create a status tracking sheet. And this is where you can track your goals, your team activities, your roles, your action items, tasks, decisions, and risks. You can feel free to use whatever worksheets make sense for you. Most working groups always use goals and action items. And you can add other worksheets if necessary. You get the meeting minute templates with email guidance. So we create that for every working group, and that will be in your folder. And if you just get in the habit of copying it and then putting the date in and documenting your minutes, it actually starts to become habit forming. And then we also have that welcome to the working group email template. And that's created for each working group individually because it has links to the meeting minutes, to the status tracking, to the web forum, and things like that. There are also global templates available. Those are in the C root folder under templates and logos. So there are there's this PowerPoint template that we're looking at now, and we have all different forms of our C logo. So we have it in grayscale, color, black and white background, transparent background. The final report examples, that link just takes you to the public website. We also have references and useful links. So the communications plan is really, if you really think that you want to adopt some of this infrastructure for groups that you lead, the communications plan is really helpful. And if you really want to get down to the checklist that David and I use to actually create working groups and close working groups, we can share that with you as well. We obviously have our public website. We have our YouTube channel where we keep our recordings of our tech talks. And if you go to Eventbrite, you can follow us. And whenever we publicize a tech talk, you'll get notified. Rosalba also put together a lot of really nice references and links for just how to use Google Drive. So it's an incredibly powerful system. Once you learn it, it's pretty simple, but if you've never used it before, it can be confusing. So there's a lot of basic links here. So again, these will be available from this presentation. So with that, I will now turn it over to Mary for closing thoughts.
Thank you, Julia. I just wanted to touch base quickly. I am a consultant, and I often work with people who experience difficulties working with each other. I'm interested in a better way of doing things within their organization and a better way of working with my clients. And if you'll allow me some negativity for a moment, have you ever been in this meeting? Hey, didn't we cover that already? Does George really know he's in charge of that action? Does someone need to remind Maria to get that information by Friday? Am I the only one that notices that George keeps dropping the ball? Maria missed another meeting. Who's gonna catch her up? And what if that person forgets to tell her she's in charge of legal compliance? Are we gonna repeat half of last meeting in the next meeting to make sure everyone's on the same page? These are the types of things that happen over and over and over, and it's human nature, and it's very common. But think of what it would be like if we can eliminate a lot of those issues by just adopting this common platform. Working groups is basically a systematic way to optimize the teamwork experience and really not waste time. It aligns responsibility and accountability. It simplifies and makes teamwork more efficient and effective and less duplication of effort. It gives tasks a definition, a date, and a responsible entity. It eliminates anyone from being the bad guy because everyone can see who didn't complete their task. And on the other side, it allows for fair and honest appraisal of successes. As the newest member of this working group on working groups, new to C and new to the whole idea of working groups, I was immediately able to catch up on working group history by just reading the minutes. I was immediately included in all communications. I could go back and see the history. and no one had to remember to add the new girl. I could hit the ground running in the first meeting I attended, and I felt very comfortable emailing people immediately about the group because all this was already built into the architecture. Thank you, David. I like it. I'll be recommending it to my clients, and I'll be using it with my clients on their projects, and I hope you will too. It's a great system.
So our last slide, we always like to end with a quote: coming together is a beginning, staying together is progress, working together is success. And so I want to thank everybody for their time. And that concludes the working group training.